Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. I'm your host, Christoph Ambrosch. That's me, and if this is your first time listening to the show, hello, thank you for joining us, and stick around. We appreciate you, and you have a back catalog you can now go through. Over 555 episodes for you to check out, plus some bonus material that also is sprinkled in there as well. What we like to do around these parts is every episode, which is twice a week, I like to go over any living recipient birthdays, which I have one to go over today. Today's birthday that we're going to go over is actually tomorrow, October 6th, 1925. This birthday belongs to Mr. Hiroshi Miyamura. He is a former U.S. Army Staff Sergeant that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Korean War. He's actually one of two living Korean War recipients as of this time. So a very happy 97th birthday to Mr. Miyamura tomorrow. That's the only birthday I have to go over this week. I don't have any other Medal of Honor news or business to go over. The only other order of business I have to go over today is a special thank you to the show sponsor, Motor City Munitions. Head on over to motorcitymunitions.com, and I would be really missing a golden opportunity to go over some of the featured items in the store because today's episode is number 556. 5.56 NATO. I'd be missing an opportunity to go over some of the featured products that he has over on the site, like a plethora of aero precision parts, lowers, uppers, like the Thunder Ranch edition and the Freedom edition that has the American flag etched into it. So, as well as in the featured section, he's got a BG Defense Type A contractor AR, which is also chambered in 5.56, 13.7-inch barrel. And it is from BG Defense. That is available for $21.99. Lots of goodies on that good-looking gun. And if you use the promo code Tales of Honor, you'll get 5% off your order today. So head on over to MotorCityMunitions.com. A big thank you goes out once again to Jeff. So be sure to go over to MotorCityMunitions.com today. Use promo code Tales of Honor for 5% off your order. And you'll get service so fast for all your firearm-related needs that it could only come from the Motor City. That is all I have for today. So let's get into today's Tale of Honor. Robert was born in San Antonio, Texas at Fort Sam Houston on the 19th of March, 1915, where his father was an Army doctor. Robert attended and graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School in 1933 and 1 year later joined the U.S. Army. He then was appointed to the U.S. Military Academy in June of 1935, and he graduated 4 years later, commissioning as a second lieutenant. Robert married Allie Mae in 1940 while assigned to the 15th Infantry at Fort Lewis, Washington, and he then transferred to the 501st Parachute Infantry Battalion at Fort Benning, Georgia in 1941. He was promoted through the ranks quickly, and by the time he parachuted into Normandy during the American landings in France, Robert was a lieutenant colonel. It was his actions 5 days later that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "For gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty on 11 June 1944 in France, Lieutenant Colonel Cole was personally leading his battalion in forcing the last 4 bridges on the road to Carentan when his entire unit was suddenly pinned down to the ground by intense and withering enemy rifle, machine gun, mortar, and artillery fire placed upon them from well-prepared and heavily fortified positions within 150 yards of the foremost elements. After the devastating and unceasing enemy fire had for over 1 hour prevented any move and inflicted numerous casualties, Lieutenant Colonel Cole, observing this almost hopeless situation, courageously issued orders to assault the enemy positions with fixed bayonets. With utter disregard for his own safety and completely ignoring the enemy fire, he rose to his feet in front of his battalion and with drawn pistol shouted to his men to follow him in the assault. Catching up a fallen man's rifle and bayonet, he charged on and led the remnants of his battalion across the bullet-swept open ground and into the enemy position. His heroic and valiant action in so inspiring his men resulted in the complete establishment of our bridgehead across the Duvet River. The cool fearlessness and personal bravery and outstanding leadership displayed by Lieutenant Colonel Cole reflect great credit upon himself and are worthy of the highest praise in the military service. The assault that Robert led became known as Cole's Charge, and it was very costly for the battalion, with about half of the men becoming casualties. The following day, Company E, 2nd Battalion, 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment, best known from Band of Brothers, was able to assist with the capturing of Carentan. Robert was nominated for the Medal of Honor for his actions that day, but 3 months later, on the 18th of September, Robert was shot by a sniper while putting out orange identification panels for planes during Operation Market Garden. He died instantly, and 2 weeks later, his mother received his Medal of Honor from Major General Jonathan Anderson in a ceremony at Fort Sam Houston with his wife and son present. Robert George Cole was 29 years old when he died, and he is buried in the Netherlands American Cemetery and Memorial in Margraten, Netherlands, Plot B, Row 15, Grave 27. And that was the Tale of Honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.